Palworld has just had its biggest update yet, with loads of new features and a brand new gameplay mechanic, which is raids. Now, this is only the first of many raids that the team are planning to implement, but this one is called Bella Noir, and she is the raid boss. They're going to be really difficult to defeat, and there's going to be many ways that you can do it, but you'll get some pretty cool rewards if you can actually come out the other end alive with most of your pals intact. Now, this version is the 2.0.6 update, and it was released on the 4th of April. There is a known bug at the moment, which does mean incubators are a little bit of a pain in the ass. So some people's incubators are not working at all. There is a workaround at the moment. You will have to dismantle your incubator and then rebuild a new one, which is a little bit of a pain, but it's not the end of the world. It is just something that would need to do. But with this update, there is a new incubator module, so you may need to be rebuilding them anyway. But first things first is the main part, and that is the raid boss. Now, the raid is Bella Noir, and you will be able to summon the raid boss by using slabs at the new summoning altar. Now, this new summoning altar, as you summon in this raid boss, you'll be working alongside your base pals to take on the powerful bosses. Now, these guys can't actually be captured, so throw as many pal spheres that you want. So throw as many Pal spheres as you want at these things, it will not work. But they will drop eggs. Now, whether these eggs will incubate into that smaller version of the raid boss, don't know yet. Hopefully they do, though. But there is also an extreme version of the raid boss, which is incredibly powerful and difficult to defeat. Now, what the rewards are and whether they're going to vary massively, yet to be seen. We're going to have to try it out. Now, alongside this new main gameplay mechanic, they've also added loads of new items, such as training manuals, ancient technical manuals, recovery meds, homeward thunderclouds. Now, training manuals, they are going to be something that will be able to give XP to pals. So the XP points will be able to increase a pal's core stats, making them much stronger. So if you do have certain pals that you really want to work alongside, you'll be able to upgrade these guys and make them a lot more powerful and a lot more useful in certain situations. As well as that, the ancient technical manual, this will give you ancient technology points, and you can randomly find this inside dungeon chests. Now, there are many ways that you can actually get ancient technology points anyway, but this is just an extra way to do it, because they can be a bit of a pain to come across, and a lot of the elusive higher end items are locked behind the ancient technology points. Now, recovery meds, well, self-explanatory really. They'll heal you over time. Now, the Homeward Thundercloud. This is a special item that will basically fast travel you to your nearest base. So if you are out there, I do hope that it works when you're over encumbered, because if it does, that's going to be a game changer. And, well, you could just go out and farm to your heart's content and then use the Thundercloud to get home as quickly as possible. They've also added the ability glasses. Now, these things, when equipped, will enable you to see your pal's stats. Now, from what I did read on Steam, you can actually do this already anyway, whereas on Xbox, you can't see the pal's stats. You will need the ability glasses. There's also a boosting items, such as the Power Fruit, Life Fruit, and Stout Fruit. These will boost a pal's stats when used. There's also a new passive Mercy Hit, which means pals with this passive cannot reduce enemy HP below 1 when attacking. So basically, your pals won't be able to kill enemy pals. So that way, if you are trying to get one down to that very finest of health, so you can use a pal sphere to capture it, this will help in that situation. There is also an item that is added for your character, which is called the Ring of Mercy, and that does the same thing. So whatever you do, you and your pal will not be able to take down the enemy pal. You will just have to use a spear to catch it. They've also added a few new items, such as the Multi-Climber Undershirt. So this will protect you from heat and cold with just one slot being used. So if you do want to use other slots for certain items, you can, and that will increase your armor rating just a tad. Now, as mentioned, the egg incubators are broken at the moment with this update. I'm assuming they're going to put out a fix for that, but they have added the electric egg incubator. Now, what this does is consumes electricity and will automatically adjust the temperature of the egg for the optimum temperature for each egg, depending on where you've got them from and what temperatures they need to hatch faster. So that's going to help you if you are doing egg farming massively, trying to get those best stats and trying to get the best pals out of the eggs. This will come in handy, but at the cost of a lot of electricity. They've also added a ore mining site. So we currently have the wooden logging site and the stone mining site. So you'll be able to produce ores, wood, all of that good stuff from your base without your pals ever having to leave, depending on where you've set up. So having those 3 items pretty much make base building an option anywhere on the map. Obviously, building in some of those hotter and colder zones, you're going to come across various obstacles there. But if you do find somewhere that you really like the look of, but you don't have the ores around, and the pals can't effectively go out and grab everything you need whilst you're away, then having these mining sites really does help. There's also been a whole host of changes to the pals and the UI. For the PAL changes, these ones are quite good because they will enable you to grab more items from pals in your base. So that way you're not going out having to farm as much as you used to. So the first one is the kelp sea will now produce PAL fluids at the ranch. The dummud, I think it's the dummud, like the whale looking thing, that will now produce high quality PAL oil whilst at the ranch. And you will now be able to reduce the weight of metal ore whilst riding the Serpent Terror. Increase the amount of ore dropped whilst riding Astagon. You can now raise a PAL's rank to the maximum with a single synthesis using the PAL Essence Condenser. And condensation progress is now accumulated in the individual PALs. So negative PAL status will now be resolved after spending time in the PAL box. So if you do have PALs that have injuries and it's getting a little bit annoying, sometimes it can take a little bit of time, more time than you're willing to spend on a lot of them, especially if you're just using them as slaves, trying to get those negative ratings back to normal. Now, sticking them in the PAL box will resolve those issues, so they won't be coming out depressed or with broken legs, broken limbs, or hungry anymore. That's always going to be helpful if you are maximizing your base for the building aspects and using your pals as little workhorses. Now, for UI, these ones are brilliant. These are really going to help, especially if you're trying to collect everything and anything that you see. So the main thing is here, aiming PAL spheres at certain pals will now display the target PAL that has already been captured. So if you've captured 6 of it, it will tell you on the side of the actual PAL sphere. So where you see the percentage, you'll now see how many you've captured of it as well. So that's going to help if you're going for that 10 for 10 and getting that massive XP boost. There's also been a whole host of base fixes and bug fixes alongside game balances. Now, if you do want to see the full patch notes for this update, it will be in the description down below. There has been loads of awesome stuff added to this one. But also at the end of the devlog, they have mentioned that a few things are going to be added in summer of 2024. So never before seen scenery with thrilling adventures on a new island that is home to many new pals. In addition, they're going to be adding a large amount of new content, including buildings, weapons, and tower bosses. Thank you for your continued support of Palworld. So the future is looking pretty damn good. That roadmap that they put out a few months ago, loads of cool stuff in there. Very excited for the PAL PvP aspect. That's going to be really cool, getting them all to fight each other in a sort of arena and seeing who comes out of the best. I think that is going to really be where the stats shine. For people that are grinding it out and getting the specific stats for certain pals. I think that is going to be something that works really well and really enhances the gameplay loop. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for this new Palworld update? We will have a few more videos coming out over the next few days going over how you can do the raids, best ways to do it, and all of that good stuff. For now though, we're going to wrap that one up there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.